Hello and welcome to FPL Neutral. Today we are ranking all the best players in FPL into 3 tiers, and hopefully this will help you with picking your team. And we're 2 days away from the deadline. Let's jump right into it. Normally we start with the goalkeepers, but today we're doing it in reverse. Let's start with the forwards. We have 3 tiers that we're dividing all the players into. The first one is solid good, the good players you can pick in your team. The second one is the upside punts, and the third one is the risky avoids. So let's jump right in. And of course, we go for every price bracket. In the premium section, we have Erling Haaland, the big man up front. Of course, he's a fantastic pick and solid pick. He's FPL proven, captaincy material, everything. But the idea is that you go either Salah or Haaland, because both of them is too much to fit into your team, I would say. So, but still, if you're gonna go there, definitely a great option. Next up is Watkins. Villa's fixtures are great. He's the talisman of the team. I don't think there's any competition in that striker spot. He's been in great form in preseason and definitely a great option to have in your team. The upside punt in this premium section is, of course, the new man at Arsenal is Victor Gyökeres. We're not sure if he starts all the matches. That's the thing. Kai Havertz is still a favorite of Arteta, so that could still be there. And the fixtures are slightly difficult, but still a great upside punt if you can go there. And the one premium I'd avoid for sure is Isaac. His future is up in doubt. We don't know if he'll end up in Newcastle, if he'll play for Liverpool. So definitely avoid that. On to the next section, there's just two strikers at the 8 and 8.5 section. I think first up, Jared Bowen is a great option at West Ham. He's been an FPL proven player in the last few years at 8 million, slightly expensive. Great opening fixture away to Sunderland, but the remaining fixtures are not that great. If you can afford him, definitely a good option. The upside punt in this section is, of course, the new striker at Liverpool, Hugo Ekitike, who just scored in the Community Shield as well. But if Isaac comes, is his minutes secure? That's the issue. So I think it's a risky one, but if you want to go there as a punt, you can do that. On to the next section of the 7 to 7.5 million strikers. This is where we have a lot of options and a good value there. So in the solid good section, we have quite a few players. Mateta at Palace, I think it's a good option. Palace have decent fixtures. Not the first three, but later on they do have really good fixtures. And he looks to be the penalty taker who took one in the Community Shield. So Mateta is again a good option. João Pedro at Chelsea has been in great form, great at the Club World Cup. Scored in all the preseason games that he's been in. So and Chelsea have great fixtures to start. Although he loses penalties from his Brighton days, but still you can go there for sure. Chris Wood was a great option last year. Forest have not been great in attack in preseason this year, but this is the fixtures play because they have possibly the best fixture run among all teams to start this season. So Chris Wood should be on penalties and nailed. So let's see. And then the one striker that is 0.5 below the others at 7 million is Evan Nielsen of Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth are still a great attack, although the defense is they've lost a lot of their players. Their attack is still great, and except the opening game against away to Liverpool, they do have decent fixtures after that. So I wouldn't put you past an Evan Nielsen punt. I think he's still a good option to have in your team. The upside punt in this section is Solanke. The only doubt is that of his fitness. He's not played preseason. I'm recording this on Wednesday night, so the Super Cup happens tonight. So we'll have to see if Solanke gets minutes there. If he gets 70-80 minutes, maybe it's a punt because that opening fixture against Burnley is a great one. But again, it's still a risk. The avoids in this section would be Sesko at Man United. New signing. I think United have tough fixture to start, and we don't know if he gets minutes right in because he's just joined the team. And so I will definitely avoid him for Gameweek 1 for sure. Johan Wissa at Brentford, again, somebody whose future is in doubt. Newcastle are interested in signing him. So right now I would avoid him for sure. And then onto the 6 to 6.5 million bracket. I think the best player 6.5 million and below in striker is Strand Larsen at Wolves. He should be on penalties. He should he did well last year in the absence of Cunha. So and Wolves play all three promoted teams in the first 8-9 weeks. So I think Strand Larsen is decent. Fulkrug at West Ham has been great in preseason. He had an injury-ridden season last year, but he looks to be in much better form this season and looks to be one of the leaders in that team. So Fulkrug at 6 million is actually pretty decent, although the fixtures aren't that great. Thiago at Brentford is he should be the first choice starting striker if Vissa leaves, and could be on penalties as well. But I think I would swerve that right now. But it is a possible upside. The Brentford attack is always a team that could do well in attack. I would avoid Welbeck. He's been injured. He missed the last game. So, and Ruta played up front and did well. So Welbeck might not make it back into the first team soon. And I would avoid both the Everton new strikers. You can see Barry in this and Beto in the next section. Both, we're not sure who's first choice. I would avoid both of them. In the cheap 4.5 million bracket, there are two options. Guiu of Sunderland, who's moved from Chelsea. We've not seen any minutes from him yet, but he could make it. And Krupi Jr. at Bournemouth is also garnering attention because he's played a few preseason games, and at 4.5 million looks to be a good talent for sure. Those are the forwards. I think let's move on to the midfield. We have quite a few names here to get through. So again, the premiums first. We have Mo Salah, Cole Palmer. I don't think we need to talk much about these two. Great options to have in your team captaincy material. Chelsea have great fixtures, and Liverpool, Salah is Salah. He's a FPL goat, so you can always have him. Bruno Fernandes is the one who I feel is definitely a solid, very good option to have, especially because he's great for defensive contributions in addition to having his attacking threat and penalties. So if you can afford the 9 million, definitely you can go there. Saka is an upside punt for now because again of all the previous three that I mentioned. But Arsenal do have a few tough fixtures to start. That's why not a lot of people are going Saka. But of course, you know how Arsenal can be, and Saka can be great. And he should have penalties. Maybe Gyökeres takes it, but Saka is again an upside punt. You can go. In the next section of the 8 to 8.5, Florian Wirtz of Liverpool is the big new name, the shiny new toy of FPL and the league. He's looked electric in preseason, in the Community Shield. So at 8.5 million, he could be great. So definitely a solid option to go for. The upside punt here is Mamouche. Again, it's Pep Roulette. We don't know if he starts, but you know he has great goal scoring ability, and if he seems to be nailing that spot, he definitely a fantastic option to have at 8.5 million. I would avoid the two United guys, although they were great in FPL last year, Mbumo and Cunha. They have tough fixtures to start. We just don't know how United are going to shape up, and they don't have penalties. I think Bruno, the one reason he's good is because he has penalties as well. So it's a wait and watch on the two United strikers. And then the 7 to 7.5 million bracket, I think Rodgers at 7 million, I think is the best option here. He was fantastic last year. Villa have fantastic fixtures to start this season. There is an injury doubt though, but he's actually been seen in training today. So we'll wait for press conferences, and if he's good to go, I think he's great to start the season with. Semenyo at Bournemouth is an okay option. I think you can definitely, it's a solid option. It's a good attack, and I think you can go there. Gakpo, I was debating whether to put him in the upside punt or the solid good option. I feel he is nailed in that left wing for Liverpool, and I think if you can't afford the 8.5 for Words, you can save 1 million and can go Gakpo, although it's a slight risk there, of course, because if they sign Isak, then we're not sure exactly if he keeps his minutes. But I think to start the season, he can definitely be nailed in that left wing spot. So that's there. And in the upside punts, you have a few options like Gibbs White. It's a fixtures play, of course. Forest have great fixtures, but then their attack hasn't really been clicking in preseason. So you can maybe attempt that. And Gordon at Newcastle. Newcastle attack has been in a bit of a shambles because of the transfer market. But at the moment, Gordon is playing up front, and he has penalties, I believe, but that should be temporary. So, but yeah, it's a underdog punt that's there in Gordon. And Neto for Chelsea looks to be nailed for now, but they are looking at the likes of Xavi Simons, and Gittins has come in. A lot of wingers have come into the team. So, but right now I feel Neto, after having a great Club World Cup, should be nailed in that team. And now the avoids in this team, I think Palace is Eze. Again, transfer speculation has been around him. He might go to Spurs, he might go to Arsenal. So definitely avoid Eze for now until all that is cleared up. Kluivert is injured, so don't go there despite him having great points last year. So in the next bracket of 6 to 6.5 million, we do have quite a few good options. At 6.5, the two best options Actually, three best I would say are Ismail Assar at Palace, Ndiaye at Everton, and Mitoma at Brighton. Sar has the really good underlying numbers, scored again in the Community Shield, so you can definitely go into that Palace attack. Although the only thing is that Palace are now in the Conference League and they're going to play two extra games between game weeks 1 and 2 as well. So that is a small consideration. NDIA at Everton, he should be on penalties. Everton are signing good new players. Grealish has come in, Dewsbury Hall has come in. His minutes should be okay, but yeah, it's but with penalties, he's still a good option. Mitoma at Brighton, I think Brighton's a good attack. They're a team of a lot of flair players. So I think the other player you can see in that list is Jorginho Rutter. He's zero point 0.5 million cheaper at 6 million. I think he also could be a fantastic shout because he's been playing up front for them in preseason and he actually scored goals, been in form as well. So he could, if he's playing out of position as a striker, that's a great shout to have. But both Rutter, Mitoma, and even in the next section you can see Minte, who should be a right wing first choice over there. So the Brighton attack is something you can definitely consider. It's a mixed bag of fixtures, but still you can consider. In the upside punts within this section, you have Paqueta at West Ham because he has penalties. So he's back in the team. He's been playing preseason and in the front three with Bowen and Fulkrug, and he has penalties. So maybe he can spike a couple of penalties. So that's the upside there. Enzo Fernandez at Chelsea. I'm not very keen on him because I feel there are better options at Chelsea. But again, he can always come up with a goal and assist. Kudus at Spurs, they have decent fixtures to start, but Spurs, they've lost quite a few of their attackers. Solanke may not be fit, so we still yet to see if they're clicking as a team. Although they're linked to some good attackers who might come in the next couple of weeks. So let's see then. The avoids, Tielemans, I don't like even. He might have penalties at Villa, but I feel he doesn't offer much else, so I don't want to go for Tielemans. Declan Rice as well. I think there are better options at Arsenal at 6.5 million. I think there are much better picks to go for. And the cheaper section, 5.5 million, is where I feel we have quite a few good options. I think Reinders at Man City looks to be great value. He was a good goal scorer at AC Milan, scored in double digits last year. So if you don't have any other City attack, I think Reinders is a cheap option to have there, and you won't be too scared watching City games. So that's there. And Elliot Anderson at Nottingham Forest, I think he's been by and large the most popular pick in this 5.5 million section. Has great defcon potential and also can come up with assists because he's on set pieces. Dewsbury Hall is the one option I have in this section at 5 million. I think joining Everton, he should be starting matches at attacking midfield. So at 5 million, that's the only option I want to go for. Daniel Marlin at Aston Villa. So he's the upside punt because I'm not sure of his minutes now because they've signed somebody new. So, but he's been good in preseason. So if you want to go there as an punt, you can do that. Arya is the new guy at Wolves. Yeah, he's was great in the for the Brazilian league, and he was great in the Club World Cup. So, but again, it's a new player into the league, so we're not sure how quickly he will adapt. Adingra at Sunderland could also be a punt. He has at 5.5 million. He's starting winger for them, but depends on how quickly Sunderland start off in the Premier League. They've had some good signings, so that's an option. Caicedo at Chelsea, I wouldn't go there, although he got great points at for the defensive contributions. He would have got great points last year. But Chelsea, I feel there are a lot of other options. I don't want Caicedo to block up one of those, the third Chelsea option there. So that's our midfield. So now let's quickly move on to defense. Again, we have quite a few names to get through, so let's start off quickly at the premium section. There are quite a few names here in the 6 million bracket. Let's start off with Van Dijk. I think he's the safest play in this section. I think he should be good for the occasional defensive contributions. He's always threatening on set pieces. So Van Dijk is a great option in that price point. And then Cucurella, I feel, is the one who's nailed and also possibly the most attacking because he's somebody who's always in the box very often. So you can always come up with the goals. I think scored 5 goals last year, I think. So Cucurella is definitely, and Chelsea have great fixtures. So Cucurella is also somebody you can go for. Gabriel at Arsenal. The only thing is Arsenal's fixtures. I think they're playing quite a few tough teams early on, but Arsenal are the best defense in the league, and I expect that to continue this year. So if you're looking at a longer horizon at a wild card, you can definitely go to Gabriel as well. The upside punts are I will say, the two City players are the upside. I think Guardiola would have been in the first section if we're more sure of his fitness because he missed the last game. But Guardiola is good, and Ait Nouri is, if he's nailed in that team, he's definitely possibly the best in this section, I would say. But we're not sure yet because Guardiola could play left back, so we'll wait and watch. Frimpong, since Bradley is injured, Frimpong a great attacking threat down that right side. He scored again in the Community Shield, so the upside punt is there. I would avoid Saliba. If you're going for the Arsenal defense, go for Gabriel or even Raya and the keeper. I would avoid Saliba and Kirkes. I'm not sure because Robertson could get minutes and he's not. I would say Frimpong is the better option there. In the 5.5 section now, again, quite a few good options here. A lot of DEFCON monsters. I think starting off, we'll go with Munoz. Was one of the players to own last year, best players to own last year. He had a fantastic breakthrough year, and he's again at 5.5, really good value. Although first three fixtures are not that great, but Munoz is somebody you can have for the long term hold on. So definitely great option. Tarkowski at Everton. Again, DEFCON monster from last year, so you could go there. Everton have decent fixtures, but just as I was recording this video, I heard that Jared Branthwaite is injured, so that could dent the Everton defense quality. So Tarkowski, I'm not sure, but still a good option. And the two Nottingham Forest giants in centre backs next, Milankovic and Murillo, both amazing for defensive contribution points last year. That's why they have the bump up in price as well. I think Forest have the best fixtures to start, and again, both are great value to go for. Murillo the better DEFCON points, and Milankovic the better attacking threat. So you can go to either one. The upside punt is Porro. The Burnley at home opening fixture itself looks so tasty, and the Spurs should be better in under Thomas Frank. So Porro definitely is somebody you can go as the attacking punt, and maybe you can start with Porro and then move to Munoz after 3 weeks when Munoz has think Sunderland at home in Game Week 4. At the avoids in this section, Arsenal defense and City defense I've just mentioned because the Timber, White, Calafiori, Lewis Kelly, all of them I don't expect to I don't know how nailed any of them are, and even the City defense I would avoid completely in this section. Moving on to the 5 million, I think there's been two clear 5 million options that's been the most popular in the community. I think Lacroix at of Crystal Palace, of course, and Nico Williams at Nottingham Forest. I think people who aren't going for the Murillo or the Milankovic options are saving 0.5 and going for Nico. Still good for DEFCON, although not as much, but also has attacking threat. So definitely a good option with the fixtures they have. Lacroix also great for DEFCON points, more than 10 per game last year. And if you want to save up from the Munoz price, you can go there at Lacroix, although he has goal threat as well. And now the upside punt again is Romero, again with the Spurs fixtures, just like Porro. I'll say he is better for DEFCON potential as well. So you can maybe punt there. The avoids Aina. I think among the Forest defense, he has the lowest DEFCON potential. So I think I would avoid that for sure. In 4.5 defense, I think that's where a lot of people are stacking up in their teams. There are quite a few great options here. Anderson at Fulham, I think he's been one of the most solid DEFCON potentials in the game. And Fulham are actually the 5th best defense last year. So he's a good option to have in your team. Van de Ven at Spurs, I talked about Spurs having good fixtures. Van de Ven is cheap at 4.5 and should be improving under Thomas Frank, so that's another option. Richards at Palace, again, if you can't afford Lacroix or Munoz, I think Palace defense is still good, and Richards is pretty decent for DEFCON as well, so you can go Richards. Even with the loss of Gahey, they should still be looking good. Konza at Villa, not great for DEFCON as well, but I think just a solid option. Like he's done well for me as well last year. I think you can just a little bit of a boring option, but somebody you can have in your team. The upside punch, there are quite a few attacking fullbacks who are good at upside punts. I think Dorgu at United, the fixtures aren't that great, but he's looked very attacking on that left side, so you can go there, especially that Game Week 3 Burnley fixture looks tasty. De Kuyper at Brighton, I think he scored in the final preseason game as well, so hopefully he'll be nailed in that left back spot. Kadioglu is also there, so but I think De Kuyper should be nailed and has good attacking threat. Diouf at West Ham has looked electric in preseason. I think he's been providing assists and crosses down that left side, and Van Bissaka on the other side as well. But Diouf is the one who's been looking more attacking. Outside of that opening fixture against Sunderland, their fixtures are not that great to start the season, so that's why I am currently avoiding that West Ham defense. But still, that's good upside if for attacking returns there. I would avoid Agbadu just because I don't rate the Wolves defense right now. They've not looked that great in the friendlies so far, so I would avoid that Agbadu shout. At 4 million, we have 2-3 options. I think Esteve has been the most popular at Burnley, so I think again he's decent numbers for Defcon, so you can have him on your bench and whenever you're looking to bench boost as well. So Rodon at Leeds as well. I think Leeds should be the best team among the promoted teams. I think Burnley should be the worst as well. So that so you can maybe decide based on that. And Reinildo at Sunderland, I think he was playing at Atletico Madrid, so he's a left back who could have potential attacking potential as well. So that those are the 4 million options. I think we've covered the defense now, and then let's quickly run through the goalkeepers in this section. I think uh, the 5.5 million premium keepers, I don't really want to go there in game week 1, but if you are, Raya looks like a great option. I think Arsenal defense again is the best. I know it's not the best fixtures to start, but you don't want to make goalkeeper transfers, so you're buying them for the long term, and Arsenal, it's a good set and forget to have. Pickford, again, I will say the Everton, they're possibly better options in defense, like Tarkowski, better rather than going Pickford. And Alisson as well. I think there are much better options in Liverpool in attack and in defense. So you don't want to block up another spot by Alisson, but maybe there's upside there. And in the 5 million section is where I feel there's really good value. Both Sanchez and Sells. I think Sanchez is in my team in the draft video I did yesterday. I think Sanchez is a great option, great route into the Chelsea defense. I think he should be nailed in that Chelsea team. He's had a good World Cup, so I like that option. Sells as well in Nottingham Forest defense. Although I feel the defenders, I feel you should have one in your team, maybe Murillo, Milenkovic or Williams, but I think you can double up with Sells. That is an option because of the fixtures as well. Now, upside punts, okay, Henderson he's really good at penalty saving, so maybe you can spike that someday. But again, we have a lot of options in defense for Palace, so maybe you can double up. Vicario at Spurs, again, it's a fixture play, so maybe you can go there. I would avoid Trafford. They're linked to Donnarumma right now, so maybe he might not be nailed. I would avoid Leno as well because I'd rather save the 0.5 and go for Anderson in defense as well. So in the 4.5 million section now, I think the best options, Kelleher of Brentford. I think Brentford defense is actually being underrated. I think Kelleher is somebody who makes good saves as well. So at 4.5, I think he's my favorite option. Verbruggen at Brighton, is also somebody who makes good saves, so that's a solid options to have in your team. The upside, new signing at West Ham, Hermansen. I think somebody who was highly rated by Leicester fans last year. I think he could again come up with quite a few good saves, so that you can go there. Petrovic at Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth's defense has lost all their big stars, but actually they've actually done decent signings, and they could, again, it's always a good team and a good manager, so you could get good save points there. I would avoid Jose Sa, just like Agbadu. I don't rate the Wolves defense. I would avoid that section. And in 4 million, I think Dubravka is the clear winner there. He should be first choice for Burnley, and I think that's where everyone should go. There were a couple of options being discussed, Darlow and Kinski in preseason, but I don't think any of them are keeping our first choice, so I would avoid all that and just pick Dubravka. So that's it. That's our tier system. I hope all this was useful, and if you're making a new team or just tinkering with your team, I hope this is a good reference for everyone to have. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon.